Okay, so good morning once again, everyone, and thank you for joining us in yet another session of Rise Up, Shape Up. So, for this particular meditation, I was invited to lead a practice that could be of benefit to expectant women who are dealing with a disorientation and the discomforts that come with pregnancy, and who might be experiencing some degree of anxiety or fear about the impending challenges of motherhood. And so the meditation that I've chosen to lead today is called the mountain meditation. And for those of you who are familiar with yoga, this will be the meditation equivalent of the mountain pose for Tadasana. So it is a meditation that combines aspects of mindfulness and also aspects of visualization. So, as the name of the meditation implies, we are going to be focusing on embodying the qualities of a mountain. Because if we think about it, mountains are these majestic features of the landscape. They just rest easily on the bones of the earth, but at the same time, they rise effortlessly towards the heavens. And again, if we think about it, mountains are exposed to the elements. Their sides, their flanks have to face fierce winds, have to face lightning strikes. They go through landslides, they go through earthquakes, they go through wildfires. And yet, through all these turbulent changes, the mountain continues to sit serenely on the landscape. And so in this meditation, we're going to be cultivating, we're going to be marshaling, we're going to be creating a felt sense of the qualities of the mountain. And as we do this during these short meditation sessions, what we're really doing is cultivating an internal resource that we can draw on when there are real life emergencies that require these same qualities. And so, just like everything else that we've been doing together the last couple of weeks, this is a practice. Meaning, the more often you do it, the more regularly you do it, the associated skills come with much more ease, much more grace, and it's easier to access these qualities when you need them the most. Okay, so that's it for the introduction. Let's dive right in to the mountain meditation. So just find a way of sitting. It can be on the floor. It can also be on a chair. Just find a way of sitting that allows you to embody the qualities of dignity and ease. So if you're sitting on a chair, just allowing both of your feet to be flat on the floor, as wide apart as your knees. If you're sitting on the ground, then you can just feel your connection to your sit bones. And then pressing down into your feet or your sit bones, just allow yourselves to grow tall. Feel free to roll the shoulders forwards, upwards, and back. Repeat the movement 2 to 3 times. You may also choose to reverse the movement. And then just move your head gently from side to side. And then just sense your body. If there are any obvious places of tension or resistance, that you can soften and release. And then allow your chin to be parallel to the floor. You may choose to soften your gaze as if you're just letting the light enter your eyes. Or you can choose to close your eyes altogether. And let's transition into this mountain meditation by just taking 3 cycles of the breath intentionally. Breathing in through your nose. Breathing out through your nose. Breathing in through your nose. Breathing out through your nose. One more time, breathing in through the nose. And breathing out through the nose. Now for the next several moments, I'd like you to focus a little bit more on your exhalation. Every time you exhale, just focus more on that quality of gently letting your weight come down to the ground. Just imagine rooting down more firmly into the earth through your feet or through your sit bones with every exhale. And with every exhale, just feeling that grounding, rooting quality of the mountain. Just having a felt sense of how the mountain sits with ease and grace on the bones of the earth. How it just rests majestically on the landscape. With every exhale, just feeling that sense of stability and steadiness. Feeling as immovable and as unshakable as a mountain. Just like a mountain, imagine that you're being buffeted by the challenges of life, by winds, by storms, by lightning strikes, by wildfires, by landslides, by avalanches. How the mountain weathers the changes of the seasons. Yet through all these trials and tribulations, the mountain continues to rest at ease on the landscape. Majestic and regal and noble. Just feel the quiet confidence radiated by the mountain. That sense of being able to withstand anything that life throws your way. Because you have enough grounding, you have enough rooting. You are the mountain. Just take a moment to appreciate your own qualities of resilience, your own qualities of strength, your own qualities of stability and steadiness. Now slowly let that go. For the next several moments, focus on your inhales. With every inhale, just feel yourself growing taller. In the same way that the mountain reaches upwards effortlessly into the sky. How the peaks of mountains are hidden by clouds. They go so high up into the heavens. Just feel that sense of elevation and loftiness and space and height. Just feel that sense of ease that comes with regaining perspective. From the lofty heights of a mountain, everything is reduced to its proper size. Our problems, our issues seem much smaller than they normally are from the ground. So with every inhalation, just embodying that quality of the mountain, that sense of effortless expansion and elevation and ascension into the sky. Now let that go. And for the final stage of this meditation, we're going to combine those two paradoxical qualities together. Every time you exhale, feel your connection to the ground underneath you. Feel the stability, the steadiness, the majesty of the mountain, sitting serenely on the earth. even in the face of changes, of seasons, of trials and tribulations. And with every inhale, connect with that sense of loftiness and height of the mountain, the quality of piercing through the clouds, of being surrounded by nothing but space. And in the next few moments, I invite you to tailor this practice so that it addresses your specific circumstances. So if in your journey of pregnancy, you've been feeling destabilized, you've been feeling off center, you've been feeling off balance, then I invite you to focus more on your exhale. Focus more on the grounding, steadying quality of the mountain. If, on the other hand, your journey has left you feeling overwhelmed and contracted and tight and tense, then I invite you to focus more on the inhale. Just feeling that sense of height and perspective. Remembering your connection to the sky and to the heavens. And if you feel like you need both sets of qualities, then focus equally on the inhale and the exhale. And let's just do that on our own for 8 to 12 rounds of the breath. Breathing in, breathing out. And before we end, just remembering we are like mountains. Just like mountains, we are creatures of both the earth and of the sky, and you can find our home in both worlds. And then just taking your time, if you happen to have closed your eyes, you can slowly open your eyes now. So good morning once again, everyone. I hope you found that useful and valuable, and that the visualization was able to help you cultivate that felt sense in the body of steadiness and stability and grounding on the one hand, and also that sense of elevation and expansion on the other. And so for those of us who aren't very used to visualizations, it can seem a little new agey, it can seem a little trippy, it can seem like, oh, what are we doing? This is so fluffy. But I'd like to reassure you that there is a lot of science behind visualizations, and they're used to enormous effect. And just to give you a little bit of a tidbit, that's really because the brain doesn't distinguish so much between what's real and what's not. You can actually rehearse, for example, a musical instrument just by visualizing it in your head. People who are interested in optimizing their performance, athletes, coaches, executives, musicians, like I mentioned, they make use of visualization. And so I would really encourage you to explore it. You don't have to take my word for it, but give it a genuine shot and then just see if doing this over time allows you to access and to embody and to express these qualities with much more ease, with much more facility when you need them. And so in your journey ahead as expectant mothers, as people who will be nurturing a new life in this world, I invite you to be mountains of safety and elevation for your children. So thank you so much for your time and your attention. And I wish you joy, delight, and adventure in the journey ahead. Namaste.